It's time for the first ever round of 16 predictions of the UEFA Conference League. The inaugural season of this great competition where we see so many different teams and a Dutch contingent of 4 teams from the Eredivisie. So shout out to the Eredivisie showing up big time here in the Conference League. 16 teams are remaining. The 8 teams who finished first in the group stage are now joining the 8 teams that won in the knockout playoff round. Remember guys to give your predictions in the comment section down below. If you are new around here, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's get it up to 16 likes as there are 16 teams fighting out for the first ever UEFA Conference League. Let's get to the prediction. In the first matchup, we have Marseille taking on Basel. We know Marseille, they were very dominant against Karabakh. I was actually quite surprised at how dominant they were. But now with rumors that I've been speculating about the players having concerns with Sampaoli tactics. What a shock. No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised one bit. Can Sampaoli keep the squad happy for the rest of the season? We know they have quality players. There's no doubt about Marseille's quality. It's just that bulldog Argentinian on the sideline who's acting like a madman. Sampaoli, man, I don't know about him as a manager. I really don't. He just seems to lose dressing rooms way too easily. But we're going to find out in this tie against FC Basel, who are a strong side. They didn't have the greatest competition, I thought, in the group stage. They had Karabakh, and obviously they defeated Karabakh at home and drew with them away. So we can maybe get some similarities between the two teams. And now that Artur Cabral is gone and Edon Zherkova have left, now free agent signing Adam Zalai, you guys might remember him from the Bundesliga. He will need to step up in the absence of Artur Cabral. So going to be very difficult since their league form hasn't been the greatest either for FC Basel. So I just think even though Marseille and the players are having a little bit of a difference of opinions with Sampaoli, I still think Marseille will go through it in this time. In the second matchup, we have Leicester City taking on Rennes. This should be a fascinating matchup if you ask me. So Leicester City, they made easy work of Randers. I don't think anybody picked Randers to upset Leicester City. We know, even though Leicester City have been struggling defensively still, and that has big question marks, you can't deny they can score against any team. Now that Vardy is back from injury, adds more depth in the attacking positions. Just simply, can you trust this defense? Because we know Rennes are going to score. It's just a matter of Leicester outscoring them. For Rennes under Bruno Genesio, side have been impressive this season in Ligue 1. Must say, they're in the top 5 at the moment in Ligue 1 with attacking talent like Martin Terrier and Gaetan Laborde. Rennes have shown attacking qualities, but have struggled away from home. That's something I've seen in their schedule throughout this whole season, is they're not a very good away side. So with the first leg being in Leicester, it is going to be vital for at least Rennes. If you're going to lose by 1 goal at least, so then you go back home in front of your home crowd for the second leg. This might be one of the... I think this is the most difficult one to call because I think Rennes are actually a very, very good side. They can cause the upset here. You don't know what you're going to get from Brendan Rodgers time to time, but I still am going slightly for Leicester City in this matchup. Now that Vardy's back, I think that will give them added boost of confidence. So Leicester City to go through in this tie. The third matchup, it is Paok taking on Gent. So after a comeback win against Midtjylland, Paok will look to continue their long run in the Conference League. You know when they started? Way back in the third qualifying round of the Conference League. So it would be something if they can make a deep run all the way, starting from all the way to the third qualifying round. They'll need to take advantage of the first leg being at home. They're usually a very good home side and struggle away from home. So with the first leg being at home, Paok have to do everything they can to at least win by 2 goals. And for Gent, a mostly inconsistent season this year, but now currently on a 5-game winning streak, only conceded 2 goals in the group stage of the Conference League. Yeah, it was a pretty weak group, but it's still 2 goals that they concede. And now with Tariq Tizudali, they'll need to rely on him to get 1 or 2 goals during this tie. This is another one that's very difficult to call, to be honest, because Paok have shown that they are a very gritty side. They have that sort of never die mentality that even though they're losing, they'll come back in the games or in the tie. So it's not going to be easy for Gent. I'm going to go 1 goal is going to be the difference in this tie, and I think Gent will take it over Paok. The fourth tie, it is Vitesse taking on AS Roma. So Vitesse came back against Rapid Wien even without Lois Openda. I was very surprised that they came back without the main striker Lois Openda, who will be back now for both of these matches after he served his 1-game suspension for too many yellow cards. The first leg being at home, I'm going to keep saying this, is vital because they haven't been a good away side either, Vitesse. So a lot of these teams are starting at home. They need to get off to a good start. If they don't, the second leg being in Rome could be very, very difficult for Vitesse. But with Lois Openda back, anything is possible. And for Jose's side, are struggling at times to score, and other times struggling to keep a clean sheet. They have quality to score goals, and they have quality to keep clean sheets. So what is it going to be this time in these two games against Vitesse for Jose's side? We know Tammy Abraham is having a great season, right? Good signing from AS Roma, and he's proving to be a huge benefit to them. It's just about Jose. How will Jose's mentality be? How will the players' mentality be reacting to Jose's tactics? Time will tell. I just think, though, AS Roma have too much quality for Vitesse. I think Vitesse plays some exciting brand of football, and it would be awesome to see them progress past this round. I don't see it, though. I think Jose's taking this Conference League, quite seriously, wants to win it, so I think AS Roma will win over Vitesse. The fifth matchup, it is PSV Eindhoven taking on FC Copenhagen. So PSV wasn't overly convincing, I thought, against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Struggled a little bit in the second leg. It finished 1-1. They kind of just slowly got through the matchup, slowly. But they're on a good unbeaten streak at the moment. But still, with lots of injuries to the squad, players like Zahavi, Madueke, and Teze will have to step up once again for PSV. They have so much quality, right? Nobody's denying that. It's just about, will the injuries hinder them? What sort of chemistry is going on with PSV? I think that's the biggest question mark. And for FC Copenhagen, haven't lost a competitive game since October. Yes, there's a little bit of a break in the Danish Super League, but still, haven't lost a competitive game. I'm not counting friendlies. Competitive game since October. But now, with top striker Jonas Vind going to Wolfsburg, Kuma Babakar will need to replace the goals that Vind scored. But defensively, they are a very strong side, FC Copenhagen. They're going to have to win this tie, conceding maybe 1 or 2 goals. I cannot see them outscoring PSV. I would love to say FC Copenhagen, but I just think getting rid of Jonas Vind, they sold him to big money to Wolfsburg, and fair enough, they had to do it, but I just think that might be the difference in this tie, so I think PSV will win over FC Copenhagen. The sixth matchup, it is Slavia Praha taking on Lask Linz. So Slavia Praha, what an impressive performance that was against Fenerbahce. And then in the fashion that they did, I didn't think they were going to outscore them. 3-2 in both games. Gotta tip your hat off to this Slavia Praha, man. They keep selling their top quality players year after year, and they keep getting better and better almost. The main player that was the standout, I think, for them in those 2 matches against Fenerbahce was Jirasor, was vital in the victory. Plus Masopoulos coming back from injury. Who knows, Slavia Praha could make a deep run in the Conference League. They're looking quite good, getting some players back from injury. Sky's the limit for Slavia Praha. And for Lask Linz, we're the best defensive side in the group stage, conceding 1 goal. That's the amount they conceded. 1 goal in the group stage. Yes, they played not the greatest opponents. Solid defensively, just a matter if they can score the goals, because they can create a lot of chances. They don't really take them at much. I saw Lask Linz play maybe 3 games in the group stage. They play a good brand of football. They get it well in and around the box, but just sometimes their final decision making isn't the greatest. But defensively they are very strong. But we know this Slavia Praha side can score goals. I just think Slavia Praha are on a good run at the moment. Lask Linz are a little bit inconsistent in the Austrian Bundesliga, so I think Slavia Praha will defeat Lask Linz in this tie. The 7th tie, and probably my favorite tie of the round of 16, it is Bodo Glimt taking on AZ Alkmaar. So Bodo Glimt, man, this amazing story continues for this side. I'd said they sold all their players, all their top players, during the January transfer window, and they still destroyed Celtic. Still destroyed them. I have to give them massive, massive credit. Sky's the limit for Knudsen's side. You just cannot. It's an absolute joy to watch them. It's an absolute joy. They're making Nordic football proud at the moment with the way they're playing football. They're not shying away from what they want to do. As their captain describes it, it's kamikaze football. And that's what it is at times. It is really kamikaze football, but it is an absolute joy to see. First leg being at home. They have been very, very impressive at home in the Conference League. They have to take advantage of the artificial turf. Harsh conditions. Bodo Glimt have to at least win by 2 goals, I think, in the first leg if they want to progress out of this tie. And for AZ Alkmaar, this is a very good side. Haven't lost a game since November. Breezed past their group in the Conference League. It wasn't even a competition for them. And with young Swedish forward Jesper Karlsson, who's having an impressive season, was AZ Alkmaar. This is going to be a fascinating matchup. I think this is going to be very high scoring. I know AZ Alkmaar don't concede a lot of goals, but we know Bodo Glimt love to score. So I think this is going to be very high scoring. It's going to be fascinating football to watch. Do I go with Bodo Glimt? I just think it's AZ Alkmaar's time. I think they're going to progress out of this tie. I would love to see Bodo Glimt, not going to lie, AZ Alkmaar fans, but I think you guys will still make it through to the next round over Bodo Glimt. The final tie, it is Partizan Belgrade taking on Feyenoord. So we know Partizan Belgrade Fantastic performance against Sparta Praha. Ricardo Gomez came up clutch in the second leg, scoring 2 goals, and then got himself sent off for diving, the second yellow. That's not good enough from him. He will miss the first leg at home. How much of a difference will that be in this tie without Ricardo Gomez? Because he's having an amazing season as well for Partizan Belgrade. So they looked good in the first leg, quite solid defensively, got the goal away, went back home, and Ricardo Gomez showed up. So let's see, without him, how much of a difference that will show to Partizan Belgrade. And for Feyenoord, are very impressive in the group stage, and arguably the group of death, I would call it. Doing well in the Eredivisie, scoring for Flan, and dangerous forward line of Linz, Sinistere, and Til. Feyenoord can score against any side. They can concede a little bit as well, but I just think this is now where it ends for Partizan Belgrade, unfortunately for them. But I just think with Ricardo Gomez missing that first leg, that could prove to be the difference, especially at home as well. So I think Feyenoord will go through in this tie. So there is the round of 16 predictions of this year's Conference League. What fascinating matchups we have. I cannot wait for Bodo Glimt against AZ Alkmaar. I think it's going to be absolutely a joy to watch. You know, we also have Slavia Praha taking on Lask, which is very difficult to call. Leicester City against Stade Rennes. Any of these teams can win it, of course. But I want to know, what are your top 5 favorites to win the Conference League at the moment? Please let me know in the comment section down below. And also give me your predictions for the round of 16 of the Conference League. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, like the video. But anyways, have a beautiful day, stay safe in this crazy world, and adios!